Am I in the shot? Is this how you do it, guys? Oh, I have a dark shirt too. Dark shirt. Okay, let us chat. As I said in the previous video, I now have access to HBO Max. So, um, in the same vein of wanting to have Disney Plus for the Marvel, I'm glad that we have maybe not forever, but HBO Max to go through the dreaded DCEU. You know what? Before I review this, let me give my thoughts. I have notes here. Actually, I have notes this time, but let me give my thoughts on my history with the DCEU. There are some movies I have not seen, which at a certain point I kind of gave up. Not now, though. I'm gonna subject myself to pain to see what's all the hubbub is about. I'm looking at my dog. Anyway, Man of Steel, saw that. Now, sadly, this is the first Superman live action movie I saw. I never saw the original Superman. Actually, never even. I think I saw the last scenes of Superman Returns, so I didn't really know what I am missing. That was fine. Honestly, towards the end, it looked like a live action Dragon Ball Z. And then, well, what I will say, and my opinions are swayed by a gentleman by the name of Professor Geek. If you don't know his channel, you should really look it up. He's an actual professor. Deals a lot with story. I kind of mentioned all this in the He-Man video, but the original Superman and Superman in general, the original comics, is aspirational, which means he always knows right from wrong and will do the right thing, period. Thank you, Jonathan Kent and Ma Kent. Apparently, in Man of Steel, Superman was a little bit more broody. I don't know what to do. Not cathartic, but I can't think of the term, but a little not as aspirational. I'll just leave it at that. Now, Batman v Superman, I got to that movie and I was like, all right, well, this is a little bit rushed. I guess Batman's already in this universe. Really hates Superman for some reason. And oh, Wonder Woman's here. Wow, okay. And go ahead and fight Doomsday, which, as a normie, I don't read comics. I had to look that guy up. But and then Superman dies. Then we come to the Joss Whedon Justice League, and that movie was painful to go through because, I mean, it's the Justice League. I watched the Justice League cartoon, and I thought to myself, "Hey, self, finally, we get to see a live action version of this cartoon that you was so fond of, that you were so fond of as a kid." And man, it was all over the place. The scenes were like, I never read about Zack Snyder leaving. I didn't really pay attention to that at the time, but man, it was all over the place, and the cuts and the humor was. Also, the family at the end and the location where they end up in the final spoilers, as if no one else has seen this. In the final battles is some fallout area, and there's a family living in there in the Whedon cut that they goofily have to save. I'm like, why is that family even there? Luckily, not there in this one. But yeah, that movie was terrible. Everyone was happy for the Snyder cut. But it doesn't undo the previous movies, and it doesn't make it any less, how should I put this, rushed, jumbled. When you had Aquaman and Cyborg and The Flash all coming in without their movies first. Eventually Aquaman got his, but they, they spent decent amount of time explaining Cyborg, actually more so than Aquaman. And then the Flash had like nothing. He like visited his father in prison a couple times. Aquaman they find helping people in Iceland, and the Icelandic ladies love him. But if we were, if this movie came out, if you split this movie in half because it's 4 hours, maybe people would have sat through that. But if you put this movie and replaced it with the Whedon cut, this fixes nothing. I mean, it's better put together because it's a dog stretching. It's one cohesive thought from one person, but I mean, man, it's just asking too much. And I guess people were so annoyed with the Whedon cut that this was good enough. But I'm not gonna say it's the best thing since sliced bread, but I think people reacted like it was amazing, like it was like an Avengers movie, like Infinity War. Nope, not that. Like Avengers 1. But it wasn't that. All right, let's go through it. First of all, this movie was 4 hours long, atrociously long. I really don't know where Snyder was going with this. If he just wanted a bunch of extra footage to use maybe later, and then this allowed him to use all of it. But was he going to go for 2 movies? Because you kind of need... It's good if you want everything to be wrapped up nicely, but you either need to be splitting this up into 2 movies or be willing to sit down for 4 hours straight, which I had to break this up. Had a lot of filler, like I said. Like at the beginning, it was just... like long establishing shots of Bruce Wayne coming on horseback, going to the bar, having a conversation. Aquaman saying no, and then the Icelandic people gathering around, and the ladies start to sing, and he takes his shirt off, and the one girl picks it up and smells it, and I'm just like, we could have cut this scene out. Establishing shots, slow motion, which wasn't like 300 level slow motion. I mean, it's there and it's obvious, but I didn't really think about it that much. Some of the scenes though, with like the flashbacks, with the Flash, and he saves a girl, and he's just spending way too much time messing around. And Cyborg's background, slow motion football backstories are there. Like I said, you eat it up talking about the relationship with Cyborg and his father, and I guess the Flash, but the Flash, pun intended, is rushed. His backstory there is no backstory. He just has a dad in prison, says that he's wrongly accused for killing his mother. Well, there's your backstory. Aquaman talks to his people, like, come back to the throne. Your father wanted you. The king is evil. Another thing. Wonder Woman. Every fight scene with Gal Gadot, Wonder Woman, in here has some... What? Grecian? Greek? Lady. Everything. Spoilers. She cuts off Steppenwolf's head, and for the 5 seconds it takes to do the slow-mo vision of that, the guy's got to blow up something in the UK. Now the theme song is awesome. If you just... And they only played... I feel like they played the full theme song once. Maybe they kind of hinted at it again when the Amazonians were around. But if you just had the singing in there, the 1.5 times, I would not have cared. But not every time. Like, they could be fighting Steppenwolf Aquaman could be doing something. Wonder Woman comes back on screen. Nah. Flash does something. Cyborg, Wonder Woman. Ah. Like the last scenes of her fighting, I was just laughing at that point. Like, just stop it. All right, had to get that off my chest. I'm glad. Now it's funny that I mentioned the Avengers because this I would say that Man of Steel and Batman versus Superman were darker than the Whedon cut, and I'm glad all the terrible dialogue and bad comedy were taken out. Like the Flash is still annoying. Aquaman is probably runner up for comic relief, but he's I guess you could say bouncing his humor off of the Flash. Same with Cyborg has a little bit of it, or most comic parts have to do with the Flash. And what's your superpower? I'm rich, stuff like that. Darkseid. I thought he was gonna be in this. Like he was in the battle, the old battle, but we don't see any action. We see his cousin Desaad, Darkseid and Desaad. Real creative with those names. He communicates more with him, Steppenwolf, that is. And then we don't see Darkseid. We see one little Skype call, and then when Steppenwolf dies, Darkseid's like, "Well, step on his head." The end. And they, he was there to establish more movies, obviously. One other thing with the there's probably like 20 minutes of end credits for each single character. Like Batman, I'm going to go into my mansion again. Superman, I'm going to go back to the farm. I'm going to walk down the street and show my black Superman suit. And Aquaman's going to go back, he goes back to Iceland. It's like, I need to see my father. And the Flash gets a job at a law thing, and Cyborg listens to his father, and that's the voiceover for the long ending. I don't know. It's like with Darkseid, it's sad what could have been, but now it's over. Warner Brothers just. Oh, I see your house, your literal house of not literal, your house of cards here. Let me just. Oh, you got a sandcastle? Step on it. I'm gonna step on your hopes and dreams, even though the fans now want more. What happened to listening to the fans? Anyway, I digress. But I mean, it's kind of like one of those things where you don't want to fix it. It's kind of like you just have to imagine what could be, and if they actually did something, Hollywood may mess it up anyway. So we just have to use our imaginations, or go back to the comic books, or go back to the there's a cartoon movie. I don't even remember the name, but I actually saw this before the Joss Whedon cut, and it was same premise, like Batman put the team together. Hal Jordan was the Green Lantern there, and he didn't know anybody. Got to get Superman, Wonder Woman, and they fought Darkseid. So that was good. Anyway, I digress. There is no family to save at the end. Remember when they had to like save the family that's there for some stupid reason, even though it's like a fallout area, which is like, why is there a family there? Well, thank you, Joss Whedon, for that, because then we did not have a silly scene with the Flash saving them with a truck and Superman saving a building. Also, one thing that Quicksilver did was put his hand behind people's head so that they wouldn't get whiplash. People are not able to handle speed at which the Flash goes, or Superman like picks up Lois Lane and just flies away. I'm like, her ears would be popping or should be passing out or something. I just thought of something. What was I saying? Oh man, it was a good. Along the lines, or no, I don't know. I forget. Anyway, that's all I had. Man, I'm really sad I couldn't think of what I was thinking of. My plans now. Let me know. Let me know in the comments. Smash the likes. Subscribe, please. We need eyeballs. But is to watch the original 1978 Superman and compare that to Man of Steel, and then do a video on that. Let me know if that sounds like a good idea. The Flash. I'm sorry. There we go. I'll write a note that says Flash. The one, like he's I'm glad they took out that scene where he's like, I don't like guns or fighting or bugs. That was dumb. None of those three can affect you because you're the Flash, but there are jokes about what's his purpose when Wonder Woman can block bullets and Superman can see him running. Oh, I see you. Eyeball. Trip or throw the others away and swat at him. So what's the point of the Flash? I don't know if he's faster than Superman, but in this movie they at least they gave him the coolest scene, which was, there were two parts. One that I missed when he had to touch the cube with his super speed, and I don't know if he said this, but the faster he gets, time goes backwards once he starts approaching the speed of light. So the cube was dropping, and he went to touch it, and it was coming back up, so he had to push it down. He had to do the same to charge Cyborg to get into the mother boxes, but it didn't work, and everything blew up, and he had to run. It was so cool. He was like, all right, I gotta break the rules. He had to run at the speed of light towards the explosion to undo everything. How cool was that? Visuals are great for that. So that's one redeeming quality. No, I mean the movie, what's my review? It was good. Sadly, every other movie, including the Suicide Squad, including Suicide Squad and the Suicide Squad, all those movies are one universe, sadly. So that terrible Joker we had, even though the end credit scene was kind of a pretty cool alternate universe, but all that other stuff still exists, man. It's still part of this. I don't care how good this is. But that one scene was pretty good. With the Flash. I'll give this a 3 out of 5 Dork Dad Adrian heads. Just because of the length and the length of this video. No short synopsis here. Sorry, Sam. So if you do the math, if you take 20 minutes times 3, that's 1 hour. 3 times 4 is 12. So if you watch this video 12 times, plus a little bit more time, I'm stalling, then you will be able to match the time of the of the Justice League. Thank goodness the Suicide Squad wasn't this long. Alright, that's my review. I'm sticking with it. Let us know what you think in the comments. Post the link. There is no link. Everybody does this. Subscribe. Smash the like button. Smash the subscribe button. Please and thank you. Have a good day. Bye-bye.